Morning.
Awesome. Just make sure we're going to start off on our chair. So make sure you have your chair, you have your blocks. If you need them, any towels or folded up blankets, if you like to place them under your feet, you can do so that way as well. But we're going to start seated on our chair, and then we're going to move up to behind our chair there for a little support into standing poses. But good morning, everybody. Warm welcome. We will get started right into our breath. So take your time arriving into your space, shoulders back, shoulders over the hips. Feel your sit bones ground. Feel your feet flat down onto your mat or the floor. And just start to find your breath. And whatever kind of morning you've had so far, start to take your breath in. Start to find a little quietness into your mind, your body. Maybe even a few sighs out to begin with. Noticing if you're starting to slouch a little bit there, putting a little more weight into your sit bones and your hips. See if you can lift out of your hips a little bit, finding that beautiful posture you have in your body. Open up the chest, feel the space into the front body. We're going to take a few more breaths here. And in those few breaths, starting to stretch and lengthen out your inhale, and more so in your exhale as you fully release everything out. And even after just breathing in for those few breaths, noticing how you feel from just that. Maybe noticing calmness a little bit more into the body, a little more stillness in your body, a little bit more presence in where you are at right now. And so important, especially when we are feeling anxious or excited about your day or nervous, we can always remember that we can access this breath at any time. It is always available to tap into. Let's take two more. In through the nose. Filling up both sides of the lungs, feeling that lift and lengthen in the upper part of the body. Exhale, big breath out. Good. Breathe in. Breath out. Good. If you had your eyes closed, open them back up, come back into your space, a little wiggle in the fingers, shoulders roll back, a little stretch anywhere that feels good. And then we're going to get right into some movement, right onto our chair, seated. And then halfway through the practice, we'll get into some standing poses behind our chair. So very good morning to all of you. Let's start off by tipping our head, tilting our head forward, tucking our chin in towards the chest. Feel the stretch into the back side of the neck. Good. Let's start to take that next breath in. Your next inhale, rise all the way back up. Head comes back to center, tilted back, nice and slow, maintaining a little control. So making sure it doesn't just snap right back behind you. Good. Open the space into the front of the neck. Your next exhale, we're going to move all the way back down. Head comes back to center, starting to relax your head right back down. Chin tucks towards the chest, opening up the space into the back body. And notice the second time around, do you feel the shoulders rounding forward a little bit more? Feeling that top of the spine, the cervical part of the spine, right up to the neck, how it feels. Is there a little bit more heaviness there as you open the space right back there? Good. Your next inhale, let's move it all the way back up. Second time coming up and back. Good. Feeling a little more depth into this part here. Really nice. We're going to try one more time. Your next breath out, relax, come all the way back down. Good. Your next inhale, rise all the way back to center. Relax right back. Great job. Let's start to come all the way back to center. Bring the head back to neutral. Sit up nice and tall. And we're going to take a little tilt over to the right. A little stretch into the side of the neck now. Good. Moving slow. Staying passive for that first couple times. Your next inhale, bring it back to center, and then just let your head relax over to the left ear towards that left shoulder. Good. Now let's take it all the way back over to the right. Feel your breath, feel that release in your exhale. Maybe taking it down a little further, noticing if there is a little more space to take it down a little further. Good. Let's take it back over to the left. Second time around. Is there more space to allow you to go a little deeper? Good. We're going to try one last time over to the right ear landing towards that right shoulder. Now, maybe staying here, doing the same thing you've been doing for the last couple of times. Maybe taking that right arm, sweeping the arm up and over the hand on top of the side of the head and leave it there, a little gentle pressure on the side of the head. And then maybe that left arm out, you can reach it out, fingertips to the side of the room. If that's a little bit too much, relax the arm down right along the side of the chair. Or if you have the arm of the chair, you can relax it right there. And as that left arm is either getting heavy down towards the ground, letting gravity take hold, or stretching it out, feeling a little deeper. And again, you can always keep the hand on the lap too. You decide, find what feels good for your body this morning. Good. One more breath here. Exhale. Good. And let's start to come all the way back to center. Release your arms if you had them up. Good. Let's try the other side this time. Taking the head, tilting it over to the left ear towards the left shoulder. And let's breathe right here. Stay and just pause for a second. Good. Now maybe you decide, maybe on this side, you're going to try taking that left arm up and over. Good. Maybe that right arm out, reaching out to the right side of the room, or letting it drape right along the side of the chair. Or nothing at all. So always, a lot of options are always offered. Take the one that works for you. Feel your breath. Slow it down in through the nose. Exhale. Good. Let's start to release. Arms back along center, shoulders back. Feel the head right back between the shoulders and notice how your neck feels now. Good. We're just going to take a little gentle turn side to side. I'm just gazing over from the left to the right, right to the left, just a couple of times. Just to get a little stretch into the sides of the neck as you turn your head. Be gentle here. This is the one where, especially when you're not ready for it, it can give you a little kink or a little overstretch or strain. So be very gentle here. Good. Come all the way back to center, forward, right back. And let's take it right into your shoulders. We'll get a little movement into your shoulders there. Shoulders, we're gonna squeeze them up towards the ears. Lift them up. And then exhale, roll them down. Let them slide all the way down to your low back. We're gonna do that a few times. Inhale to squeeze. Exhale down. Good. Inhale up. Exhale. Breathe in. Breath out. Now let's take it forward. We're gonna take those shoulders right back up and then let them slide all the way down to the belly button. Breathe in. Breath out. Couple more times. Your pace, your breath. Good. And then just come back to center. Just shrug them out a little bit there. And then we're going to place our hands right on top of the shoulders there. Good. Fingers on top of the shoulders. And then we're just going to bring our elbows in as close as we can. Feel that opening and space into the upper part of the back. And then we're going to bring our elbows back, feeling space into the front body. A little movement into the shoulders, the chest, the upper part of the back as you sit up nice and tall. Belly button draws in towards the spine. Lift, lengthen as you give your shoulders a bit of stretch here. Move slow. Maybe noticing a little more depth into your stretches. Maybe starting to notice your elbows starting to come a little closer and maybe touching. Breathe in. Breath out. One more time. Good. And then start to come back to center. Relax your arms. Relax your shoulders. And let's take our arms and we're going to stretch your arms all the way up. Let's take the movement right up to our arms. Fingertips up towards the sky. And then exhale, take a little bend into the elbows, palms face forward, a little cactus pose or angel wings. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, right down. Elbows bent, palms face forward. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. 2 or 3 more times here. Great job. Inhale. Exhale. Maybe coming down to your last one here. Reach up. Exhale, down. Good. Let's send those arms right into that cactus pose. Good. Bend up the elbows, palms facing forward, fingertips up towards the sky. And we're just going to take a little twist with our cactus. Gently over to the right. And it doesn't have to be a big twist at all. And then back to center, over to the left. Nice. Let's keep it going. Couple more times on each side. Good. Keep those hips facing forward to the front of the room. Just twisting in the midsection of your spine. Really good, everybody. Let's keep going. Good. Let's do one more time on each side. Over to the right. Back over to the left, or vice versa. If you've done it the opposite way, completely okay. And then relax, arms back alongside you. Take a little shake, a little shrug, a little movement, wherever it feels good. Breathe in. Breath out. Remember, you can rest at any time throughout the practice and just come back in and join us when you're ready. We're going to take the arms right back up, forward and up, fingertips up towards the sky. And we're going to interlace our fingers, turn the palms up towards the ceiling, a little stretch here. Palms face up. Breathe in, maybe a little gaze up towards the sky. Belly tucks gently back in towards your spine. And then we're going to relax, arms behind us. Interlace your fingers the best that you can right behind your low back. I'm just going to move this way so that you can see our shoulders going to roll back. Feel this opening and space in your chest, belly button in. Good. Now, maybe keeping the gaze forward or taking your gaze down towards your legs. Feel that stretch again right in the back of the neck. Good. Your next inhale, you're going to take the arms, sweep them back up towards the sky. Interlace the fingers, turn the palms up again. Maybe a gaze up. Good. Exhale, send the arms back down. Interlace your fingers. Maybe the palms press or they come close together. Shoulders back. Maybe a gaze down towards the legs. Breathe. Good. Let's try that one last time. Release your fingers. Bring your arms. Sweep it all the way back up. Interlace the fingers. Turn the palms back up towards the sky. Little gaze if it works for you. And then exhale, send the arms all the way back down, interlace the fingers, maybe a gaze down towards the legs. Good. And then we're going to start to come right back to neutral. Head back between the shoulders, arms back alongside you. Take a roll in the shoulders, breathe in. Breath out. Really nice. Great workout into the arms. We're going to continue that and let's get it into a little stretch side to side. We're going to take those arms right back up towards the sky and we're going to side bend to the right, bringing that right arm down, left arm up and over. Good. Just feel space into the left side body. Relax your left fingertips all the way down to your hips. Press down to your feet. Sit up nice and tall and just feel that stretch. Enjoy that stretch for that second there. Yeah, let's move it to the other side. Your inhale, you're gonna reach back up, windmill the arms over to the left, settle that left arm down, right arm goes up and over. Maybe a little opening of that right shoulder back as you relax the fingertips down. Breathe. Good. Your next inhale, windmill your arms right back over to the right side. Let go. Breathe in. Now let's take a little turn in the head, if it's okay for your neck here, and start to bring your gaze up as high as you can, and then bring your gaze down to the ground as much as you can. Small movements here. Bring your gaze back up, and then bring your gaze down. Just an option. Good. Your next inhale, windmill your arms right back up and over to the left. Stay, pause, and a little movement into the neck if it's okay as we turn and gaze up as far as you can. Be mindful around the neck area, moving nice and slow with ease. Good. Let's bring that neck all the way back to center, head back, and then relax your arms right back alongside you. Roll the shoulders back, breathe in. Breath out. Very good. Let's move it right into a little more into our fingers, wrists, forearms, a little rest into the arms for now. Let's bring our arms, extend them forward, but keep them soft. Bend up the elbows and just bring your hands so that the palms are facing up towards the sky. Very, very good. Now we're just going to bring a little movement into your hands here. We're going to bring our palms and face them down. Turn your hands so that the palms are facing towards the ground. Good. Open it back up, and then we're going to tap our shoulders. Great job. And then we're going to extend our arms again. And so that's our pattern here. We're going to turn our hands down, turn our hands back up, and then tap our shoulders. Good. Extend the arms, turn the hands down, turn the hands back up, tap the shoulders. Good job. Let's keep going. Turn the hands down, turn the hands up, Tap the shoulders. Beautiful. A little brain work, a little movement to the joints, into hands, into the wrists. So close it down, open it back up, tap the shoulders. Now see if you can concentrate a little more focus onto your breath. In through the nose. Exhale. Breathe in. Breath out. Sit up nice and tall, right onto your sit bones. A little lift, a little length into your spine. Listen for that oceanic wave-like sound in your breath. Just a little meditative movement here. Slow down the movement, and if you mess up, don't worry about it. Come back in, slow again, slow your movement down. Breathe in. Breath out. So just turning the hands back, up and down, and then tapping the shoulders. Take breaks when you need. We're going to do about 5 more rounds here. In through the nose. Exhale. Few more. You got this. So good, everybody. Concentrate on that breath. Maybe start to close your eyes if you like a little challenge there. Zen out and start to just visualize the movement inside your head. A little challenge there. Breathe in. Breath out. We're going to come down to our last one. Maybe your last one, maybe your last 2. And then start to relax. Shake it all out. Wiggle out the fingers. Take a little shrug in the shoulders. Relax your hands right onto the tops of your legs. And take a moment here. Breathe in. Breath out. And just let that energy settle right back into your body. Feeling anything that you might be feeling at this moment, whatever it is. Just let it seep in. Great job. Let's bring our arms back out. We're going to still concentrate right back into our fingers, the hands, the wrists, the forearms, and give our shoulders, upper parts of the arms, the biceps and the triceps a little break here. Good. So bringing the hands right back out, palms facing up. We're just going to close up the fingers and thumbs just into a fist and then open them back up. A little stretch into our fingers. Now you can make your fists as intense as you like. So you can squeeze your fingers and thumbs into a fist as much energy as you like to do it, or you can keep it soft. You can stretch your fingers out as much as it feels good for you. You can also just keep it soft. So completely up to you in the intensity of your stretch. And that goes for all poses that we come into. It's just how your body is today. So just a little opening and closing of our fingers in and out. Breathe in. Breath out. Always good to take a little focus into the smaller parts of our body. The smaller muscles, the connective tissue, those parts of the body needs work as well. So it's good to concentrate, take a little time to work on that. Great. Now let's either close up your fingers and thumbs or open them up. And let's just give our wrists a little movement too. So circling your wrists out. Good. Other side, moving in the other direction. Great job. And then maybe a more of a tilt forward and back movement in your wrists. Hope you can see that. So just like a forward and back tilt motion with your wrist, just so that we can concentrate on the wrists, the tops of the hands and the bottoms there. Especially if you have sensitivity in this area, really good movement for it. I'm going to show you something else as well. We're going to place our hands on top of our thigh bones. And you're going to press your hands to a firmness that feels good for you. So intensity that feels good for you. And just going to press your hands towards it. Good. Now turn your hands, your fingers in and roll them forward so the fingers are facing towards you. And then press down into the backs of your hands to an intensity that feels good for you. And see how that feels. For those that have the carpal tunnel syndrome or any sensitivity into those parts here in the hands, it's a really good exercise to do. So let's flip it back over, press down into the palms, right down to the legs. Feel the fingertips, the knuckles, right down to the palms. Good. Flip it back over, fingers towards you, and then a little gentle pressure towards the backs of the hands. Good. Let's do that one more time. Flip it back, press down into the legs, right down to the knuckles, fingertips. Now turn the hands, flip them backwards again, fingers towards you, so that we can get right into the wrists. Very, very good. And then take it out, release, wiggle it out, circle it out again if that type of movement works for you, or just a little tilting back and forth, or shake it out a little bit there. So good. All right, let's get into one more finger exercise here. And we're just going to place our fingers right in front, soften the elbows so nothing in the arms are passive in that area. And we're just going to spread our fingers nice and wide. Hope you can see this. Spread your fingers nice and wide right in front of you, hovering in space, and we're just going to press down into the fingers. Thumb, isolate each finger movement. Thumb, pointer, middle finger, ring finger, pinky. Good. And keep it going. Thumb, pointer, middle finger, ring fingers, pinky. Good. Try to keep the other fingers as still as you can and isolate the movement. Just the thumbs press down. Good. Now just the pointer fingers press down. I know that it's hard to keep it completely still with the other fingers, but try your best. Middle fingers press down. And this one's really hard because the ring fingers really want to come down here, don't they? Good. So a little isolated movement here. Good. Now how about ring fingers? Give those a few taps. And then give your pinkies a few taps. This one's probably the hardest one. All those fingers are interconnected. The ring finger is definitely on my right side wanting to come down as well. That's okay, but giving it your best shot there. Great. And then we'll wiggle that out. Nice job. Wiggle all your fingers out, shake it out a little bit, roll it, circle it, breathe in, full breath out. Nice work, everybody. Let's get right back into our spine there. So we've done a little lateral movement, some side to side with the spine with our side bends. Now let's get back into some twisting movement with our spine. We've done a little bit with the cactus moves this morning, but we're going to get right back. Nice twist. We're going to bring our arms forward and up, fingertips up towards the sky, and then send your spine over, twisting to the right. Good. We're going to bring it right into some movement here, a little flow. We're going to inhale. Your next inhale, bring your arms back up. Reset the spine. Exhale over to the left. Good. Inhale, reach up. Exhale over. Each time you go to that side, twisting over to that side, notice you're getting a little deeper. Inhale, reach up. Exhale over to the left. Good. Breathe in. Breath out. Keep those hips centered, just twisting in the midsection of your spine. It's the core. In through the nose. Exhale. Good. Full breath in. Full breath out. Good. Let's take it right back over to the right side. And then we're going to hold. Let's hold it here on our right side. Sit up nice and tall. Belly button gently moves in towards the spine. Right shoulder back just a bit more. Breathe. We're going to take one more breath here. And stay for your exhale out. Maybe finding a little bit more space to open up to that right side of the room. Or maybe you stay and you keep your breath going. Great job, everybody. Let's take it right back to center. Inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale over to the left. Pause right here. Settle right back, right into that left side. Feel the sit bones ground. Lengthen through the spine. Belly button gently in towards the spine as maybe opening that left shoulder back a bit more. Good job, everybody. On your next exhale, release, unwind the body, come back, a little twist, a little wiggle side to side, noticing how your spine feels from there. Let's get another spine exercise going right into our cat-cow. So hands onto the tops of your legs, and let's move into our cat-cow exercise. We're gonna move into a cow pose first. Inhale, open up the chest, roll the shoulders back, belly button starts to reach to the front of the room. Maybe a little gaze up if it's okay for your neck. Exhale, let's move into our cat pose. Belly button in, tuck the chin in towards the chest. Feel the rounding in your spine. Good. Inhale, open back up, shoulders back. Exhale all the way down. Breathe in. Breath out. In through the nose. Exhale. Let's do 3 more times on your own, your pace, your breath. Feel your breath. Let your breath guide you up into your cow pose, down into your cat pose. And start to make your way back to center, shoulders back over the hips. Come back into your space. Beautiful. Notice how your spine feels after that exercise. Great work, everybody. Now we're gonna finish off on our seated, on our chair here with a forward fold. Let's take our feet out a little wider than hip distance apart. So just a tiny bit. So giving yourself a little room to hinge and fold. We're gonna take our arms, stretch them up towards the sky, and then exhale. We're gonna hinge, folding down. Maybe hands are on the tops of your legs, maybe forearms. Maybe you have space to relax all the way down towards the ground. If you have blocks with you today, place your hands under the blocks. I mean, on top of the blocks there. Don't put them under the blocks. Feel your sit bones ground down. Feel the feet ground down as well. And let your head go. Just take a second here to release into the back body. Breathe into the back body. And all the work that you've done for the first half of the practice, take it all in. Really nice job, everybody. Let's start to press into our feet. Tuck your chin back in towards you and start to rise all the way up, shoulders over the hips. And take your time here, especially since our head was down below the heart. We don't, we might feel a little dizzy, so take some time, close your eyes, take a few breaths here to come back into your space, making sure that everything is okay before we come into standing. But let's close up our legs now, back into about hip distance apart, and let's come behind our chair. Good. We're going to set up so that we're sturdy. We have the support of the chair right in front of us if we need it. Sometimes if you're feeling good and you're feeling strong in a place where we're in, you can take your hands off. It's just good to have our props around us. So let's start off with just a little hip movement. So we've done lots into the upper body. We're gonna get into the hips now. Feel the feet, good space between the legs and feet. Hands onto the chair or on your hips is okay too. We're gonna start to circle around the hips. A little soft bend into the knees. Feel the pelvis tilt forward and back. And you can always take your feet out a little wider as you get into your hip movement. And this is gonna feel really nice. I hope this feels really nice for you right now after um, sitting down for about half of our practice there. That bringing in this little bit of blood flow back into the lower part of the body feels nice for you. Good. Bring a little decongestion into your hip flexors, thigh muscles. Good. Now switch sides when you are ready, going the opposite direction. Take those big breaths in, big breaths out. Great job, everybody. Let's start to head all the way back to center. No rush. Finish off your round or circling. Good. And then shoulders back over the hips. And let's get right down to the feet. We'll start off at the bottom and work our way up. We're going to bring our feet at about hip distance or a little wider, hands onto the chair to begin with. And if you're feeling okay, you can always take a little challenge, bring your hands onto the hips, or one hand on the hip is okay too. Let's bring a lift into our heels. Press into all 10 toes. Take a breath in. Exhale, send the heels down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Take your time here. A little softness in the knees. Breathe in. Breath out. And this is great work for your core muscles too. So a little balancing at the same time. Feeling the abdominal muscles in the belly work a little bit as you lift up onto the heels, right onto the tippy toes. Good. Now let's take it up a notch. We're going to balance in a different way. We're going to do a little combination of heel lifts and then toe lifts. So we're going to press into the heels, lift the toes up. Make sure you have your hands onto the chair for this one, because this one's takes a little bit more from our core, a little more balancing there. Good. So we're going to get right on up onto our heels, lift the heels up, and then we're going to lift our toes up. Good. Gentle in the knees, keep a little softness in the knees there, so micro bend. Feel a little blood flow back, coming back into the legs there. Great job, everybody. Keep it going. Feel your breath. In through the nose. Exhale exhale, you're gonna start to feel a little bit more energy, a little more strengthening into your calf muscles and your shin bones. Maybe even up to your quadricep muscle if you're really pressing down a little bit more into the toes or the heels. Good. Couple more times. Wonderful. Let's start to come back to center. Place the soles of your feet right back down onto the ground, and we're going to continue it. We're going to move it up a little bit more. So keeping the feet exactly where they are, we're going to get right into the knee joints now. So be very mindful and move slow and rest when you need. But we're going to lift up one heel. It can be the right or the left, doesn't really matter. And then bend up the knee, lift the heel up, and press the opposite foot down. Good. And then we'll go to the other side. Bend the knee, lift the heel up, and then the other side. So still continuing with that balancing, but moving up towards the knee joint now. Pressing into one foot, lift the other heel up, bend into the knee. Still connecting with your core, so core is engaged. Maybe taking up a little bit, moving up a little bit more into your challenging yourself, placing your hands or one hand onto your hip. And that makes your core work a little bit more. Good. Move slow. There's no rush. Good work, everybody. Let's do a few more times on each side. Make sure you're listening for your breath. I know that when we're concentrating on something, we start to tend to hold our breath. So keep breathing. Listen for that inhale. Slow it down. Great job, everybody. We're going to come all the way back to center. Let's take it up a little further now, keeping up with that same balancing move. We're going to lift the knee up, pressing down into that opposite foot. Lift the knee up, flex the toes towards you, get right into the quadricep muscle now. Yeah. Now you can keep your hands, both hands onto the chair, maybe one hand on the hip. You can even turn yourself around so you're kind of perpendicular with the chair there at the side of the chair with one hand to the chair. And then you can kick that knee up, flex the toes, pressing into the opposite foot. A little more balancing, getting right back into that core work there. Core is engaged, belly button in towards the spine. You can even bring both hands up as you're going. More balancing, more work, more strengthening. And now we're working a little bit more knee joint in that right angle, best you can, to that quadricep muscle because we're flexing the toes in towards us. Move slow. Know that you always have the support of your chair, but always great to find those challenges and see if you're there today with it. And if you're not, that's okay. Be gentle with yourself, be kind to yourself. These are everyday movements, functional movement that we would be doing. When just a natural thing that happens in our body, walking up the steps of your staircase, getting into a car, getting into a van, especially if you have to lift that leg up and balance yourself on one foot. These are movements that we should be practicing every single day to strengthen up the core and our leg muscles so that we can function daily with ease. Keep that breath flowing. Remind yourself, keep breathing, slow it down. In through the nose, exhale. Good, so nice, guys. Let's keep it going 2 more times here on each side. Very good. And then start to come all the way back to center. Really good. Okay, we're going to pick it up. Last round, and we're going to keep this movement going, working on the core, working on our legs. This time, we're going to add in a little bit more. The last round of this entire exercise here. We're going to lift up the knee, just like we've been doing. We feel strong inner core now into the legs. We're going to kick it back behind us, maybe onto the toes, just grazing the floor behind you, or a little kick up. Good, you know this exercise well. And then lift that left knee up, kick it back, or whichever knee you're using right now, bring it back forward. Inhale up, back. Good. Now you can even bring your body to the side of the chair again, do the same thing. Just make sure that you're bringing that knee up and back so we can work on the knee joint as well. Good, and then a nice swing back, maybe on the toes, maybe all the way back. Good job, everybody. Keep it going. Don't have to move fast. Can be nice and slow with your breath. Big breaths in. Big breath out. Feel your breath. Fill up the lungs. And a smooth exhale all the way out. Good. One more round. And start to come all the way back to center. Really good job. That was some big, like a lot of exercises there, a lot into our practice. I hope the legs are feeling really good. Let's give them a nice stretch. We're going to take our legs out as wide as you like, coming into our wide-legged forward fold. And placing your hands in front of you, walk your feet back, give yourself a little room to hinge and fold. And then heel toe them out a little bit further if you feel you have a little more space. And sometimes when we heel toe or bring our feet a little wider, it gives our hips a little more room to hinge. So see how that feels? A little bend into the knees, and then start to come all the way down onto your chair, right towards your chair. Draw the hips back. Belly still engaged. Don't let it flop down. Keep the spine nice and long and spacious into your low back. Good. Gentle bend in the knees, micro bend, and then just let your head relax for a bit there. Arms can slide down. So you can be on forearms on your chair. You can have your hands all the way down towards the ground or on top of blocks. Good. Let's take a moment here. A few breaths. You've done a lot this morning in your practice. Let's take this second to let go. Take it all in. In through the nose. Exhale. One more. Breathe in. And breath out. Let's start to press into our feet. Bring your hands back onto the chair. Walk your feet back in towards each other and then walk it back to your chair there. Good. Stand up nice and tall. Shoulders back over the hips. Head back between the shoulders. I'm going to take just a moment here. Breath in. Breath out. We're going to stretch our legs again into more of a hamstring stretch. So we're going to take that right foot, step it behind you, and you know the pyramid pose very well. We're going to turn the right toes out. Both heels are flat towards the ground. Legs are as straight as they can be. A little bit of fluid is completely okay behind the leg. Hips forward, facing towards a chair. And then we're going to hinge and fold right onto the arms. You might need to move yourself back if you need a little more space. Draw that left hip back just a little bit more. Press into that left heel. Get right into that left hamstring muscle. Good. Breathe. Excuse me. Pardon me there. Good. Let's do a little twist here in our pyramid. We're going to lift up just a bit. Bring your right hand to the middle part of the chair, and then bring your left hand on your low back. Now you can keep the body forward and just have a little bit of a twist. You can open up and gaze over to the left side of the room. Open that left shoulder if you have the space. Good. Take one more breath here. And then start to come all the way back to center. Relax both hands back onto the chair. Bend into that left knee. Press into that left foot. And then just step that right foot back to the top there. Roll the shoulders back. Stand up nice and tall. Take a second here before we move on to the other side. And when you're ready, we're going to step the left foot back. Pyramid pose on the other side. Make sure the hips are squared towards the chair. And then we're going to press into both heels, maybe walk it back if you need a little more space. Hinge and fold. Belly in, long spine, hands, arms on the chair. You can also grab for those blocks, place it under your hands there. Draw that right hip back just a tad as you press into that right heel, and see if you can feel a little something behind that right leg. Good. Breathe in. Breath out. We're going to move right back into that twist we did on the other side, placing your hands back onto the chair, left hand down, right hand onto low back. Good. Open up as much as it feels good for you. You can always keep everything neutral. In through the nose. Exhale. Let's start to release. Come all the way back to center. Hands onto the chair. Pressing into that right foot. Step the left foot back beside the right. Walk it back to the back side of your chair. Shoulders back. Shoulders over the hips. And take an inhale and exhale here. Smooth it out. Fantastic work, everybody. Let's end off our practice. We're going to come right back onto our chair, sitting down. You can also take it onto your ground, onto the floor there, lying down. You can bring your legs right on top as well. Completely up to you. See where it feels good for you to have those last moments in your Shavasana, in the final resting pose. So we're going to take our shoulders, relax them, head between the shoulders. And we're just going to start to take some breaths in and out. Softening your eyes or close them completely. Feel the belly draw back in towards your spine. Feel the length in your spine. Feel the space in your front. Maybe your back body if you're still seated upright. Feel your feet, your legs relaxed. Let's take a few breaths here to yourself in through the nose. Exhale. Two more just like that. We're going to stretch that breath out. Inhale. Fill up those lungs. Feel the belly. Tuck it in a bit. Exhale. Let everything relax. Belly button out. Good. In through the nose. Last breath in. Big belly breath in. And exhale all the way out. Feel that release. Feel your fingers, your toes soften. And just come back to that natural rhythm in your breath. Inhale. Exhale. And just asking yourself quietly, how do I feel at this moment? And start to come back into your space. Open your eyes if you had them closed. And thank you so much, everyone. Move slow. Have yourself a wonderful, wonderful rest of the week. Namaste.